What is going on, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode of the EdFlix Podcast. You see it on the sign right there. Isn't that absolutely freaking awesome? I don't know. I bought the sign at Walmart. I decided to do it. It was like 10, 15 bucks. I was like, screw it. It looks kind of cool. So basically, this is the first episode I'm ever doing. Honestly, I don't even know if this is making it off my computer and onto YouTube. Who the hell knows? But basically, with this okay, we're just gonna stutter over our words real quick. Whatever this show is gonna be about is basically whatever the heck I decide it's going to be about. My name is Ed. All right, that's pretty self-explanatory. Why else would the channel be called EdFlix? Why would the podcast be called EdFlix Podcast? Basically, I made the channel name a couple years ago when I was really, really stupid and was like, hey, Ed in front of Flix because I like movies and like Netflix. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's what I did. So we're rolling with it. We're going with it. We're going to rock with that forever. Fuck it. Basically, what this podcast is going to be all about is, hey, you guessed it, movies. There's a fuck ton behind me. There's a fuck ton in front of me as well behind the computer. There's a bunch to the side of me as well. It's insane. There's a lot. There are a lot of movies in this room. I love watching them. I love collecting them. I've got tons of them. Other than that, I'm basically just talking about entertainment in general. I'm gonna have people on the podcast, friends of mine, stuff like that. Periodically, not every single episode, but from time to time, of course, I will have people on the podcast. So basically, I have some topics here today that I want to cover. It is what it is. We're gonna try and get through as much as possible. They're just interesting things to me, at least. And the first one is the fact that there's gonna be a new Addams Family series on Netflix, and I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. It's being produced, one of those two, by Tim Burton, which is cool. I mean, that is cool. Tim Burton's awesome. I mean, who the hell doesn't love Nightmare Before Christmas and Corpse Bride and the shitty remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? It's not that shitty. It's stupid, but it's not shitty. But no, Tim Burton's great. Gotta love his work. So it's gonna be interesting to see that aspect of it all. But I don't know. I'm looking at some of the casting decisions, and I'm like, this looks like shit. I mean, we all know the characters of the Addams Family, and if we don't, I'm gonna read them off to you. There are a couple who've been casted already. So basically, Gomez, which is the father of the Addams Family, he was most famously played by Luis Guzman, which was from the 90s movies, The Addams Family and then Addams Family Values. Well, I'm sorry, he was played by Raul Julia, or Julia. I don't know how to say it. I'm white as fuck. That's my bad. Luis Guzman is playing him now, and I'll pull up on the screen. Basically, they're what they look, what Raul looks like, and then what Luis Guzman looks like. But besides Gomez being now played by Luis Guzman, Morticia, which is Gomez's wife, is being played by Catherine Zeta-Jones, who back in the 90s was played by Angelica Houston, something like that. I think it's Houston. And then Wednesday Addams, which is the daughter, is going to be played by Jenna Ortega. And she was formerly played by Christina Ricci. And I think that's the biggest change so far, is that Jenna Ortega is an 18-year-old woman. When Christina Ricci played Wednesday, she was like 12. So this show is obviously going to follow a much older Wednesday Addams. The title of the show is supposed to be Wednesday. It's not even the Addams Family show. It's going to be called Wednesday. So obviously it's going to follow Wednesday more often than any other character. which is interesting. It is definitely interesting. It also makes a lot of sense as to why the parents are, or at least Gomez, Luis Guzman, it makes sense as to why they're older. You know what I mean? I don't know how old Catherine Zeta-Jones is, but I know Luis Guzman's up there in age a little bit. Mid-50s, something like that. But it's going to be interesting. I'm sure it's going to follow her in high school instead of her as a little kid. There is no confirmation on any other character on who's going to play them or whatnot, which is interesting. I mean, it's still very early on. I'm not expecting this series to come out until probably, honestly, next year, like 2022, like October of 2022, maybe September, like late September. There's apparently 8 episodes scheduled for it, which is interesting. It is interesting. I don't know. It's really a big, like, oh, who knows, kind of thing. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for sure. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up real quick the photos of these characters from then and now. Basically, if you're looking on the screen right now, this first photo right here is the original Gomez, played by Raul. And then this is Luis Guzman. So he's the new Gomez. Sorry about that. I don't know if you heard that noise in the background. That was my cell phone. Awesome job. I'm so smart. But no, basically, this is the new Gomez right here. Then this was our old Morticia, and this is obviously Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's going to be playing her. I actually can see it. I really can. So that one I see translating really well. I don't see... I see, like, the nose with Gomez, but everything else, I don't really see it. I don't know. He's going to have to wow me, really. And then this is Christina Ricci. Like I was saying, she was really young. And then this is Jenna Ortega. She's 18 years old. Now, they do have very, very, very similar facial features. I won't lie. Now, Ricci does have, like, smaller eyebrows, like, thinner eyebrows. But they do look very, very, very similar. They've both got the small button nose. They got big brown eyes. I mean, they have really well defined like chins. I don't know. It's interesting. Definitely interesting to say the least. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm even gonna want to watch it. Really, I don't know if I'm even going to want to watch the show. I don't really use Netflix very often. I mean, why would I? I've got all this crap behind me. But really, it's been done to death, I feel. I mean, there was the old TV series. There was the old animated TV series. There's the old movies from the 90s. Then there was a reboot in, like, the 2000s of that, like the movie with, I think Tim Curry was in that one. And then there's that new animated movie. They're making a sequel to that animated movie, and now they're making this series Wednesday on Netflix. I just think that it's all just so much. It really is just way too much. Addams Family, and I mean, I guess that's how this whole Hollywood thing works anymore. It's just, hey, let's throw this shit out there into the world and let's roll with it, I can't stand that. I hate it. I really do. That's just me, though. That's just me. Other than that, basically, what's next? Talk about some stuff that I've recently watched, movie-wise. I've watched a lot. I mean, there's all this crap behind me, and that's only half of it, So, I've watched a lot in this past week. We're gonna go ahead and start with the newer stuff. I watched Space Jam: The Next Generation. You know what? A lot of people hate on it. I see why people don't like it. I do. I mean, what really does it add to the Space Jam original? And that's the thing. It's not supposed to be an addition. It's supposed to be a newer version of it. And I know they acted like it happened at points and then like it didn't happen. I understand. It's a kids movie. Enjoy it for what it is. And I feel like a lot of people my age and a little older, I'm 22 in a couple of days, so I'll be 22 by the time this releases, August 19th. I'm 22. Basically, people my age, a little older, I'd say into their 30s by a little bit, maybe like 35. People in that age range are pissed. And they're just like, oh my God, it's not as good. Oh my God, LeBron isn't MJ. And I'm just like, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Michael Jordan is the guy of your time. LeBron James is the guy of this time. Shut up. Watch the Looney Tunes. Play basketball. You're arguing and complaining over a movie where Bugs Bunny is playing basketball. Shut up. Seriously. I really do enjoy it. When it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, I'm buying it. The original Space Jam is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm nowhere near any way, shape, or form going to love this movie as much as the original. I just love the original because it's what I grew up with. Having older siblings, my brother's 8 years older than me, so he was, I think he was 6 when Space Jam came out. So that was like his movie. So we had it on VHS tape when I was little. So I loved it. I watched it all the time. So yeah, it's just, something I grew up with. So I love the original more so than the new one. The new one's not bad though. I'm gonna definitely get it. Other than that, I watched Jungle Cruise, the new Disney movie with Dwayne Johnson. Honestly, shocked me. Really, really shocked me. Did not expect to like it as much as I did. I would say it's around like the 6 out of 10 star range. 6 or 7. Basically the way my movie rating system works, anything 5 or below, anything 4 or below is bad. Anything that's a 5 is like, okay, it was good watching once. We're done here. Anything above that is rewatchable to me. So Jungle Cruise, I'm going to say it's probably leaning more towards a 7 out of 10. Most of the movies I watch fall between the 5 and 6 star rating. Space Jam: The Next Generation, honestly, a 6 out of 10 for me. I could watch it more than once. I expect to watch it again very soon. I'm going to watch Space Jam, and then I'm going to watch Space Jam: The Next Generation on my birthday. That's what I'm going to do. It's what I'm deciding that right here, right now. So that's what we're going to do on my birthday. I'm going to watch both Space Jams, the original and The Next Generation. But yeah, no, Jungle Cruise, 7 out of 10. That's what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. The story was nice. I'm pretty sure it's just based off a ride from Disney World, isn't it? Isn't that all it's based on? So, like, cool. I mean, they've done it in the past with Tower of Terror. I love that movie. That's a great movie. And they've done it with Country Bears, was something from Disney World. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. They did that movie. What else did they make? They made a bunch. What is the other one that I know? Haunted Mansion. There we go. Haunted Mansion. That was another one that they did. So yeah, I don't know. Jungle Cruise is really good though. 7 out of 10. Besides those, everything else that I've watched is somewhat older now. So I watched this really crappy horror movie called Terror Trap. I give it a 4 out of 10. It wasn't that great. Honestly, I love really shitty horror movies. Like, I know that's really weird of me to say, but I do. I love them. I don't know why, but I enjoy them very, very much. I decided to then watch Scar, which is another horror movie. I gave it a 3 out of 10. They're just bad. They're just really bad. You don't even you don't even want to watch them. I honestly, you know where I got them from? They're actually in a 3-pack of horror movies that I got at the Dollar Tree. Yes, the Dollar Tree sells movies. For $1, it was 3 horror movies on Blu-ray for $1. So they've got to be shit, right? I mean, there's no other way around it. They've got to be just terrible. And so Scar is a 3 out of 10. And then there was a third one called Midnight Movie, which I did watch it at like 3 in the morning, and I was just like really not into it. I was on TikTok on my phone for most of the movie. So my rating of this one is kind of skewed. I gave it a 2 out of 10. On IMDb, it's actually the highest rated out of all 3 of them. But I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. Midnight Movie was about this like killer in a local theater that came out of the movie and then kills the people in the theater. Scar was about some chick that got brutally hurt and like tortured by this guy when she was a kid, and somebody comes back years and years later when she's an adult and tries doing it to her again. And then Terror Trap was a couple who run down on the side of the road, are taken to a motel by a sheriff who ends up not being the real sheriff, and they're basically terrorized and trapped. Terror Trap. They're terrorized and trapped inside of this motel. People are trying to kill them and whatnot. It's really just dumb. All 3 of those movies I could have gone without seeing in my life, but I decided to buy the Blu-ray of all 3 of them for $1. Other than that, I watched another horror comedy type movie called Better Off Zed. It was interesting. It was about a guy who's really like kind of just like whatever in life, and then his really temperamental significant other. And I give it a 4 out of 10. Basically, it's all in the zombie apocalypse, and they're like, let's just wait for them to come and get us and save us, the military. And the wife is like, no, let's try and get to them. And he's like, no, we're fine. It's literally what it's like. Honestly, I lost interest about 40% of the way through the movie, and started going on TikTok. TikTok is deadly when it comes to watching my movies and whatnot. Because if I don't find a movie interesting, I'm going to TikTok. It's just what I'm doing. So I'm giving Better Off Zed a 4 out of 10 because I made it through about halfway through the movie, and it was okay. It was interesting. I've seen a lot worse, but it's not my thing. Besides that, I watched a couple Disney movies. I watched actually a 3-pack of Disney movies that I got. It is a 3-pack. It was Fantasia 2000, and then Celebrating Mickey, which is like a compilation of all these old Mickey Mouse cartoons, dating back to Steamboat Mickey, and like I think the newest one was like in 2010 or something. They were all cool. I like them all. I mean, Fantasia's from 1940. I give it a 5 out of 10. I enjoyed watching it, but I don't care to watch it ever again. Fantasia 2000, same thing. Great artwork. I enjoyed watching it. The music put me to sleep. It was nice and soothing, calmed my nerves. But I don't care for it a whole lot. So they're both 5 out of 10s, like one and done. I throw them back on the shelf, and they're just staying there. Celebrating Mickey, though, I'm still giving it a 5 out of 10, but I did enjoy it. Honestly, I just did it so that it was a solid 5 out of 10 for all 3 because they're in one big pack, in a triple feature pack. If I were to change my mind on one of them, I'd give Celebrating Mickey a 6 out of 10. It's just I don't ever see myself wanting to go back and rewatch it unless someone like my nieces or my nephews are like, let's watch this, uncle, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. I don't really see myself doing that, really. So I gave it a 5 out of 10, despite liking it more than the Fantasia and Fantasia 2000 movies. Other than that, I watched 2 other movies recently with a buddy of mine. His name's JR, and his sister. We watched American Psycho. I had never seen it before. He had years ago. He said we watched it when he was young. So I was like, all right, let's do it. I own the movie. I've never watched it though. It was good. It was good. I was going to give it a 6 out of 10. Like, I'll rewatch it. It's something that I would enjoy. But the ending got me really pissed off. I hate endings where it's like, what the hell just happened? Some of them I can live with, and I'm okay with them, and I like them. But this one pissed me off because it's like, basically it contradicted itself, and it's like, is he crazy? Is he psycho? Did he kill people like in the movie where it says he killed people? Did he not? Like, it's really just an open-ended bullshit ending, and it just pissed me off entirely. That's just my own thought process on the whole thing. I just wasn't a fan. I really just was not a fan. Other than that, I watched Hamilton, along with my buddy JR and his sister. That was interesting. I'd never seen it. I'm not a massive musical guy. I've seen the Newsies. I like the Newsies. Other than that, I mean, Wizard of Oz, that's a classic. What else is there musical-wise out there? The Greatest Showman. The Greatest Showman, love that movie. All right? I just named 3 musicals. The Greatest Showman, The Newsies, Wizard of Oz. They're all great movies, right? I love them all. Hamilton is too long. That's the issue. I also think the issue is that it was like it was a Broadway play. So basically what they did was, hey, we're just going to record you while you're on Broadway, and then we're just going to put it on Disney Plus, which I didn't like. I don't like that. I don't know. I prefer real cinema, you know? And obviously I'm not saying that it's not real acting or anything. I'm saying I like the aspect of a movie, an edited, processed film with background music and camera angles and not constant singing. Like The Greatest Showman, there's times where it stops singing. The Newsies, there's times where it stops singing. Wizard of Oz, there's times where it stops singing. I'm cool with them. I love those movies. Hamilton, they are constantly singing. And the guy that plays Hamilton, I'm not even kidding, the guy that plays Hamilton himself sucked. Like, he didn't suck, but he was the worst. He was the worst one. My favorite was the King, the guy that played the King. Dude straight up spit all over the place on camera, and they kept it in there. Absolutely loved that. I loved the tune of his music. It was fantastic. So if anybody from that play deserves any type of compensation, it is or not compensation, praise, I guess, it's the King. My dude straight up put all of his emotion out there that this man's just spit a loogie out on stage singing. It was fantastic, and it was just left there dripping from his chin. It was hilarious. I give it a 6 out of 10. I could definitely rewatch it. It's like 2.5, almost 3 hours long, and that is way too long for me. That is way too long. Yeah, way too long for me. Now there is an intermission time. I think there was like a 10-minute intermission or something. But like, no, it's way too much. I couldn't do it. We got about halfway through it, and they paused it like at the intermission. They were like, "You want to keep going?" And I was like, "Sure." Second half was better than the first half of it. But yeah, no, that's everything I've watched. Basically, just to paraphrase, Terror Trap, 4 out of 10. Scar, 3 out of 10. Midnight Movie, 2 out of 10. Fantasia 2000, Celebrating Mickey, all 5 out of 10s. American Psycho, 5 out of 10. Better Off Zed, 4 out of 10. Hamilton, 6 out of 10. Jungle Cruise, 7 out of 10. And Space Jam: The Next Generation, 6 out of 10. So yeah, that's that. They are all movies that I own. Well, I don't own the Jungle Cruise or Space Jam: The Next Generation, but every other movie I do own. Other than that, with like media stuff, like entertainment stuff I've watched recently, Outer Banks. All right, I don't know if we got any people that watch Outer Banks. Second season came out on Netflix recently. I fuck with that show. All right, I'm a 22-year-old man, and I fuck with that show. I really enjoy it. I don't know. I just really like that. Like, it's got that really odd, like, it almost feels to me like a really crappy version of what the kids from Rocket Power would be like today if they grew up. And if you don't know what Rocket Power is, it's a 90s Nickelodeon cartoon. They were like surfboarders and stuff. It's like an Americanized version of rocket power kids as teenagers if their parents all died and like they didn't really have much to go off of. That is what Outer Banks reminds me of. Really, that's seriously what it is. And so I enjoyed the show. The second season was awesome. The ending had me absolutely fucked up. I'm not going to spoil anything just because if someone wants to watch it. But absolutely had me fucked up. If you've watched it, you know what the hell. So yeah, it was really good. Really, really, really good. Another thing I've been rewatching, I rewatched Kyle XY. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. It was an ABC Family show. I have all 3 seasons on DVD because there's nowhere to stream it online. I think you could buy episodes on YouTube or Amazon Prime like video, but there's nowhere to stream them like through a streaming service where you're paying like that flat rate of your a month streaming service. You know what I mean? It's not on Netflix. It's not on Hulu. So I own them on DVD. I absolutely love the series. I just finished the second season. I've seen it a million times. If you have never seen Kyle XY, I absolutely, up and down, hand to God, swear that you should watch it. It is one of the best shows I've ever seen. And it might just be because I like weird shows, but it's not like super weird. It's not super weird. I mean, it's basically about this guy who shows up one day with no belly button, and he's like, "Hey, I've got no belly button." And they're like, "Why do you not have a belly button? Who are you? What are you doing?" And this family takes him in, and they're like, "Hey, this guy's weird, and he does things. Like, how does he do the things that he does?" I'm going to show you the IMDb page real quick. This is the show I'm talking about, Kyle XY. We're on IMDb now. Kyle XY, from 2006 to 2009, it was a TV series. It's 29,000 people have rated it through IMDb. It's at a 7.4 out of 10. And, oh wow. It's actually kind of like not super far down. I feel like that's really high in popularity. It's on the up and up right now. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of high for being a show that nobody freaking talks about. But, yeah, no, Kyle XY, great show. Absolutely love it. Awesome stuff. I think one of the actors from Glee was in it. The guy passed away or something. Where is he? I wanna see if I can find the guy I'm talking about. Where is he? This guy right here. I think he was big on Glee. Corey Monteith? Yeah, he was big on Glee. He passed away or something? Yeah, he passed away in 2013. It's really sad. He was in it, though. For anybody that's not seen it but is a Glee fan, he was in the series. So, it was a really, really good show. I love it. It got canceled at the height of its popularity, its 3rd season, and it ended on a massive cliffhanger. But I tell you, watch it because it's so freaking good. Another actor in it actually went on to be one of the main characters in Baby Daddy. He is the Baby Daddy. I forget the actor's name. He plays the younger brother in Kyle XY. But yeah, no. Great show. So I've been rewatching that. I just have to watch the 3rd season now. Other than that, I recently just completed the entire Breaking Bad series for the first time ever. Absolutely fucking love that series. Breaking Bad, probably one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. And I know I'm saying that quite a lot with Kyle XY, and then I also said it that Outer Banks is a great show. Outer Banks is nothing compared to Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is a masterpiece. It is a silver screen masterpiece. It is one of the best shows ever created. I would sell my soul for like another season of that show. I mean, it ended in a really, really incredible way. So, like, I don't want another season of the show, but, like, if it didn't end the way it ended, if it ended in a bad way, if it ended in a way that Kyle XY ended, I'd be like, holy shit, get me another season. Here's my soul, devil, have my soul. And I'm serious. I also watched El Camino, the Netflix original Breaking Bad movie, which follows Jesse Pinkman. Great movie. A lot of people I heard don't actually like it that much because it's basically just tying loose ends together from the series. But I love it. I love stuff like that. I'm glad that they, pulled cast members back into it and they did everything that they did. Great movie. I applaud the creation of that years and years after the series ended. And now I'm watching Better Call Saul. I'm like halfway through season 4. So that's a great show. I'm loving it. What I love is when I watch the Breaking Bad series and Saul says, I'm gonna go and manage. I'm gonna go work in a Cinnabon, and maybe in a couple 2 or 3 years, I'll be the manager of the Cinnabon. And I love the very beginning of Better Call Saul, very first episode. He's manager at a freaking Cinnabon. Hilarious, absolutely hilarious. I love it. That's a great show as well. The creator of those shows is incredible. I don't remember his name, but absolutely incredible. Fantastic. Seriously. But that's all I've got when it comes to TV shows that I've been watching and stuff. Basically, up next, I've got this segment that I want to do. It's called Today's Movie to Hate On. This is going to be a weekly thing, guys. This is going to be a weekly thing where I hate on a single movie. And today's movie is going to be a movie from 2010. If you've heard of it, I'm sorry, because it's trash. It's called Wildfire: The Arabian Heart. Anybody that's known me for years now, anybody that's my friend, anybody that's asked me about movies in general, if they ask me what is the worst movie I've ever seen, I go, Wildfire: The Arabian Heart. They go, what is that? I go, exactly. Wildfire: The Arabian Heart is basically a movie created by this person who was filthy rich. I'm not naming names. I don't know their names. But I heard that it was made by this person who was fucking wealthy as hell, decided, hey, let's make a movie, and then made a really shitty movie with a really bad star. The actress can't act, and I'm not trying to hate. I'm not naming your name, actress, but she sucked. The main actress sucked. And there were other characters in the movie that didn't suck, but she was terrible, and she took away from it. Some of the editing styles, they definitely edited it in Final Cut Pro, 100%. Like, I know for a fact that they did, because I used to use that editor when I was in high school. So I know that they did. Some of the intro and whatnot and the credits, it's all stuff from Final Cut Pro, like 100%. It looks like I could have edited it. Edited it. It looks like I could have been the one to edit the movie. But yeah, no, the main actress predictable as hell, is just terrible. The movie itself super predictable. The story super predictable. Honestly, it's like we all make fun of Hallmark movies and Lifetime movies. This is worse than those. I actually can get into a good like Lifetime Network movie or a good Hallmark movie. They're all bad, but I can get into some of them, and I'm like, okay, here we go. This is terrible. It's really bad. Have I not said that the movie's about a friggin' horse yet? Yeah, it's called Wildfire: The Arabian Heart, and it's about a horse. Apparently, the Arabian Heart is a form of horse. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically that's what it's about. It's about a horse, and honestly, not much else. It's trash. You don't want to watch it. I haven't watched it in about 3 years, but from what I can tell you is it is a 1 out of 10, and if I could give it a less than 1, I would, but then it means I didn't watch it. It's a 1 out of 10, and I do not give 1 out of 10s very lightly. It's a 1 out of 10. Sub note, when I was in high school, I went to a tech school, all right? I did audiovisual communication with a bunch of people. Awesome people. They were great. We did a project at one point where we did a silent film, and I played the principal. Now, I might be able to, if I nicen this stringy ass hair up, and I shaved and make myself look presentable. I played the principal in this silent film. All right, it was like basically a class full of kids acting ridiculous. The teacher's fed up. The principal comes and he's just like, "Hey, what the hell's going on here?" And I'm the principal. Me in 10th grade when I made it wore glasses. I had a buzz cut, like we're talking buzz cut. I had no facial hair. I looked like an absolute dope. And I still do. I still look like an absolute dope. But I looked so dope. Like me now would look at me then and go, "You're a fucking loser." That's what I would do. Like, seriously. And I played the principal. So there were scenes of me in that where I'm like, "Oh, don't do that. I'm the principal." And, it's silent. It's a silent movie. So, like, I'm trying to act like I'm a strict principal when in reality I was this 15-year-old kid. We did better. We did better than Wildfire the Arabian Heart. Us 15-year-old, 16-year-old children did better. And I'm not even kidding. I'm so serious about that. We did so much better than the creator of Wildfire the Arabian Heart. Like, the thing is, whoever the creator of the Wildfire movie is, what they didn't realize is, to make a good piece of film, it's not about having money. It's really not. I mean, some of the greatest movies ever are made on low budget. The first ever zombie movie, Night of the Living Dead, George Romero had like little to no money. That movie was made on such a small budget. It's one of the most incredible zombie movies ever made. It's got fantastic storytelling, classic lines to it. "They're coming to get you, Barbara." I mean, come on. Like, one of the greatest movies. Another big one of mine, the original Friday the 13th, made on such a small budget. It's a classic. They're classics. Those are just two specifically that I know, just because I love those movies very, very much, and I hold them very dear to my heart. But there's a ton of great movies made with very little money. Wildfire the Arabian Heart, I think it was like $1 million or $1.5 million put into the movie. It's bad. It's just bad. I understand. You bought the editor. You did it all on yourself, and you paid all these people. I get it. That's cool. Good for you. But the movie sucked. You chose a terrible actress. You overpaid her. Had to have overpaid her. The movie was just bad. You put way too much money into it. I mean, seriously. Really, really just not a good movie. An absolute freaking stinker. But yeah, no. We as children, let me get back to that point. We as children, it was myself, this kid that I knew, his name was Cameron. He's cool. I still talk to him here and there. He's an awesome guy. This girl, April, girl, Alicia. I don't know if she was actually in it. No, I believe she was. And then there was a couple other kids that I don't remember the rest of the people that were in it, so I'm not going to name names and be totally wrong. But I still go back and rewatch that video because it is out there. Like, I have it. I have it on my computer. It's not out there, but I have it on my computer. And I still go back and I watch it, and I'm like, this is terrible. But I would rather rewatch that than watch Wildfire the Arabian Heart. And do you know how hard it is for somebody who, like myself, it is very hard to rewatch videos of yourself and listen to your own voice because it's like, oh my God, shut up, you freak. That's literally what it is. I feel like most people who do some form of radio or acting or something, or any people that just record videos in general, if you just record a video like on Christmas morning, your kids opening Christmas gifts, and you're rewatching it, you're like, oh my God, my voice sounds terrible. You know what I mean? I'm like that 100%. I'm just like, holy shit, shut up. I'm like, shut up, you fat fuck. That's literally what I say. And so here I am making a 40-minute 40 to 60 minute podcast by myself, talking to myself pretty much. But yeah, the movie's absolutely terrible. I've seen children make better films, better videos than that. I'm not saying that me and my fellow students, classmates, fellow students, but my classmates, I'm not saying that we were great, because we had a lot of fucked up problems. We weren't the greatest. We're not the best. I'm still not good. But we were better than Wildfire of the Arabian Heart. 100%. And so, with that being said, we're moving the fuck on. We're getting off the topic of the movie to hate on for this week. Up next, the next big thing I'm trying to talk about is actually the new Munsters movie. One of my favorite TV shows of all time. I actually have it somewhere. So it's behind stuff. I don't want to grab it. It's on this shelf right here. But it's behind stuff now. It used to not be behind things, which sucks, dude. But whatever. I was gonna pull it out. I have the complete series on DVD. Love the show. I've seen every episode. One of the best classic TV shows I've ever seen. One of my favorites for sure. And Rob Zombie is remaking it. Rob Zombie, the guy behind House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, 3 from Hell. I have a 3 from Hell poster up on my wall right here next to the computer setup. He also made 31, the remakes of Halloween. We don't talk about the second one, though. He made a ton of other stuff. Those are just the ones that I've seen and I know about. He's remaking The Munsters. He's rebooting. He's making a movie of it, not a show. He's making a movie out of it. And I'm scared, actually, because Rob Zombie's well known for his horror stuff. Everything I just named was horror. And he's really well known for making things creepy as fuck, which I enjoy. I like that. But I'm scared that he's not going to honor the original series, the original characters, the original actors. It scares me. It was a sitcom. It was a sitcom about a family of monsters. So, I don't know. I didn't read anywhere that it was a sitcom with a bit of like a dark joke to it. I don't know. I have no idea. There's nobody casted in it yet. It's still super, super very early on. Obviously still in pre-production. But it's just I want to know more. So as time goes on, obviously I'm going to keep updating through the podcast about what the hell's going on with this, because it's something I'm really, really interested in. But photos were released by Rob Zombie himself on Twitter, showing off like a paved road. They're building the Munster house, the mansion. So it's really interesting. I'm going to show those actually right now. I have them off of the internet on a PowerPoint. So this is right here. It's the road they had to pave for it. So they're doing a lot of work to it. They're building up, I'm guessing, some form of stage right there, because it doesn't look like it would be a house. But then there's the road there, leads right into the woods. And then it looks like on the left-hand side that they might be building some form of a home. The right side still doesn't look like a house. It looks like a stage. I have no idea what they're going to do with that. But then there's just another angle of it and another angle of it. So really, really interesting stuff. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the hell goes on with that. Like I said, huge fan of the original series when it was a sitcom back in the 60s. It was a black and white TV show. So is the movie going to be in black and white? Is it going to be in color? What's going to happen? It's going to be interesting. I just think it's going to be really, really cool to see what the hell happens. Moving on from that, I'm hearing a fuck ton of rumors, okay? A fuck ton of rumors about Iron Man coming back into the MCU. We all know what the hell happened in Endgame, all right? And if you didn't, fuck you. I'm going to spoil it. He's dead, okay? Robert Downey Jr. played Iron Man for a decade, and if you didn't watch Endgame yet, after it's been out for over a year, fuck you. Anyways, there's rumors that he's coming back. And now, obviously, these rumors some of them are crazy. The biggest one, obviously, is Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, baby. All right? We opened up the multiverse. He can just come back. Fuck it. There's another one going. Robert Downey Jr. is coming back. He's going to be Iron Man, but he's going to be a evil Iron Man from an alternate reality, which is pretty friggin' cool, actually. I would actually really love that, to see Iron Man from an alternate world, like an alternate timeline, come in a Spider-Man movie and have Tom Holland, Spider-Man, have to fight him. That would be absolutely friggin' incredible. There's the reason behind that I'm actually saying that is because there's also a rumor saying that Tom Holland is going to become the new Iron Man. Peter Parker will become Iron Man and take place, and then we're going to get a new character to play Spider-Man who's going to be Miles Morales, which is actually really friggin' dope. So what I would love to see happen is Iron Man from an alternate timeline comes in and tries to fuck up Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Tom Holland. Tom Holland can't defeat him as Spider-Man, so he puts on the Iron Man suit and defeats evil Iron Man as Iron Man. Then from, I don't know, some random kid comes into it, and he's Miles Morales. I don't know. At some point, like, Tony Stark had a kid in Iron Man 3 or something. Like, I have no idea. I don't know. Something, somehow, some way. I don't know. I'm just saying things. I am in no way affiliated with Marvel Studios. I don't freaking know. I'm just saying it would be a really, really cool idea to have that kind of happen, and bring in a new Spider-Man as Miles Morales and have Peter Parker take over Iron Man. Or there is another theory that Chris Evans wants to come back, and instead of being Captain America, he's from an alternate timeline, and he is Iron Man, which would be really, really weird to see, but really friggin' cool. So, obviously none of this shit's confirmed. I have no idea. It's all stuff that I heard recently, and so it's stuff that I'm absolutely willing to accept as a possibility. I think the worst one would just be that Tony comes back. I'm sorry. I love Robert. I love the character of Tony and Iron Man, but, like, don't ruin your exit like that. You know what I mean? Don't ruin your exit from the franchise as the big guy like that. Come back into the series as the villain and fight Tom Holland, and then die again as the villain, and then let Tom Holland become Iron Man. That's honestly, seriously, just let that happen. I would love that so much. Especially because if we find this Miles Morales character for Tom Holland, for Peter Parker is going to be like how Tony was with him for Miles. So it's just going to be really awesome, kind of like a passing of the torch type thing. I don't know. I would just love that. Absolutely love that. It was just something very interesting that I wanted to bring up. Other than that, I'm not a huge video game player. I mean, I am, but I'm not like crazy into it. I don't go and play Fortnite every day or Call of Duty every day, and I'm not like super into it. I'm not insanely good at video games. I just go and I have fun. And something really awesome. I love horror movies. I love slasher movies. So one of my favorite games to play is Dead by Daylight. And right now, they just released a trailer for the next killer that's coming out September 7th, I think. And there's massive speculation about who it could be. And there were 3 big possibilities. One being Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies. Another being Springtrap, which is a killer, or which is a animatronic from the Five Nights at Freddy's games. I think the third one. And then the third killer possibility was the Candyman, which makes a ton of sense considering there's a new Candyman movie releasing August 27th. Well, a trailer released, and basically this trailer, if you see it on the screen right now, I just screenshotted off of YouTube and threw it up on a PowerPoint. It's Chapter 21 teaser trailer. It is an old, like, what is it, a tube TV, box TV, I don't know, old TV with scratchy lines through it, like a VHS tape, and in the top right-hand corner, it says 1987. Immediately get rid of Candyman, all right? The reason this is being shown is because it's one of the two, either Hellraiser, Pinhead, or Springtrap. Now, the reason Springtrap, I don't think that character will ever be in Dead by Daylight. It's Pinhead, Okay? That's my opinion. It's Pinhead. My opinion is that it's Pinhead. And so, the reason I don't think Springtrap's ever going to be in it is because why would Scott Cawthon, isn't that his name, or Cawthon, or the creator of the FNAF games, why would he put a character from his game into another game? Just make another game of your own. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So I think it's Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies. The reason it could be either, though, is because Pinhead, Hellraiser, the first Hellraiser movie, released in 1987, as well as The Bite of 87 from the Five Nights at Freddy's video games. So it would make a lot of sense that it could still be Springtrap because in 1987 in the photo right here, and The Bite of 87. I don't know. I genuinely believe it's Pinhead. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I just think that Springtrap wouldn't fit the tone of the game. I think that Candyman would have, and I think that Pinhead does. I do not, and I will stand by it. I do not agree that it will ever be Springtrap in that game. I feel like that's stupid. Sorry to anybody that enjoys the Five Nights games, but I don't care. I think that adding Springtrap would be really, really dumb. And if you're going to add someone from Five Nights at Freddy's, add Freddy. Like, what the fuck? Seriously. Other than that, sorry, I'm looking at the screen. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I'm just looking over, my notes. I put notes in and stuff. Upcoming movies that I want to check out. Candyman, August 27th. I don't like the first one. I don't like the original. I'm going to try and rewatch it. I've tried watching the original Candyman like 4 times. I can't get into it. Halloween Kills, October 15th, 2021. Love Halloween. I saw 2018, the 2018 version of Halloween in theaters opening night with my friend Brett, and I remember sitting in the theater having this feeling of just like, oh my God, and it was fantastic just watching it. Nothing's gonna beat that. Nothing's gonna beat that feeling. Like, totally different feeling from when I saw Endgame in theaters. Endgame was like, holy shit, this is insane. This was like I finally get to experience a slasher movie in theaters because I was too young for all the other Halloween movies. I was even too young to see Friday the 13th in 2009 and then Nightmare on Elm Street in 2010. Even though Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 edition sucks, this was like the first big slasher movie I was able to go see in theaters. So it was just really, really awesome for me. Another movie, October 22nd, Jackass Forever comes out. I have to see that. I have to. Love the Jackass movies. I have all of them. November 11th, Ghostbusters Afterlife releases with Paul Rudd. I've got to see it. That's Ant-Man, right? And then December 17th, Spider-Man No Way Home releases. That's going to be awesome to see. Other than that, South Park just got a brand new deal with Comedy Central. What the hell is going on with that? They just got 14 movies and 6 more seasons. That was the deal they got. 14 movies. Now, I don't know if they're actual movies or if they're specials like the pandemic special that they had. I don't know if it's something like that. 14 of those, or if they're actual movies, or if they're going to be movies in the actual theaters, or if they're going to be released on TV or on HBO Max, or what the hell is going to happen. But I'm all for it. I absolutely freaking love those that series. I have seasons 1 through 19. 20, 21, and 22 I don't own yet. I'm waiting for the price to go down a little bit on them, but I own every season on DVD. Absolutely love this series. One of the best series ever created. When I was little, it was like Family Guy's awesome, South Park's awesome. I'm sorry, but Family Guy sucks anymore. They really fell off around like 2013, 2014. South Park, I love the way that they bring reality into it. They bring everything that's real into their world, And they're like, all right, let's do it. Fuck it. Let's make fun of everybody. And I love it because they upset everybody. They upset every single person, and then they don't care. People have been trying to cancel South Park since South Park was created, and I love it. I like absolutely 100% love it. So I'm all for it. Other than that, guys, I really don't have anything else to talk about. This is the first episode of my podcast. It was just me today. Next episode, I'm going to try and have my friend Brian on the show. He's an awesome guy. Love him to death. We're going to have him on the show. Going to talk a little bit. We're going to have some fun. Talk about some stories and whatnot. It's going to be interesting. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. I'm going to make a new episode every single week for EdFlix, the EdFlix Podcast, as well as other videos such as simple, movie reviews that I've done in the past. I'm coming back, baby. I'm coming back, and I'm better than ever. I'm also going to be making a series where it's a game show, and it's called What Movie Is It? It's a terrible name, but that's what it is. What movie is it? And it's basically a guessing game. I give a hint for a movie. So basically, and this is one of the movies in it, Texas Chainsaw. Terrible movie. What I do is I tell them, I have this movie, all right? I'll give you a hint, and you have to guess. So my hint would be, it's a movie that starts with the letter T. Well, if they get it wrong, I give them another hint. I'll tell them it's a horror movie. If they get it wrong again, I get them one more hint. The movie was made originally in 3D. If they do not get it, they lose. And that's it. If they get it, they win. They succeed. They move on to the next round. And it is a continuous game until you decide, I'm done. I feel like I've done enough. Honestly, it's just really fun to see people's reactions, just because people really, they're just like, what the hell is going on? And I'm doing it on Omegle. Yeah, I'm doing it on that website. So if anything stupid happens, that's going up on the channel as well. So that's going to be really awesome. I actually recorded like 2 hours of it the other night, and I ended up not having my voice recorded at all. I was so pissed. So anybody that I got then, I'm so sorry, guys. I also rebranded it because I was calling it by a lot worse name, which I feel like made it more fun, but I figured I can't name it that on the YouTube channel, I called it Brain Dead Dumb Fucks. Yep. Basically, if you can't name this movie in 3 hints and 3 guesses, you're brain dead dumb fuck. That was what it was going to be originally called. I figured, yeah, let's call it something a little better, like, name that movie, or what is that movie, or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I still haven't named it. It is what I said it was before. That's what I'm going with. Or not. We'll see. Maybe I'll call it Brain Dead Dumb Fucks and just use, like, I don't know, those weird, like, the hashtag and the fucking money signs. I don't know. We'll see what I'm doing. I have no idea. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. People actually really enjoyed it. A lot of people would start out and they'd just be like, oh, what the fuck is this dumbass doing? This dude looks stupid as fuck. And then I'd be like, you want to be on a game show? And they're like, holy shit, this dude's fun. And then they wouldn't get the movie. And I'd just be like, well, you're a brain dead dumb fuck. And it's hilarious. So yeah, that's basically something that I'm going to be doing on the channel as well. Fuck it. I think I'm going to just call it Brain Dead Dumb Fucks. Screw it. I don't care. I'm not getting monetized. Fuck it. I don't care. So Brain Dead Dumb Fucks. That's what I'm calling it. This channel is getting taken down real quick. But yeah, that's what we're doing, guys. Thank you for watching the podcast. I'll be back next week. Same time, same day, hopefully. If not, I fucking gave up already. I don't know. No, we'll be back same time next week, same day, and we'll be with my friend Brian. I'm hoping that he's going to be around a lot in these podcasts. I wanted to do the first episode by myself, though, just because I wanted people to see who I was and see how I liked doing it by myself before I added someone else into it. So he won't be in the same room as me. He'll be through the computer. So you'll be getting my screen, you'll be getting his screen. It's going to be fun. Hopefully it works out well. And in the future, I'm hoping that I can do it with other friends of mine. And we could honestly just have a nice hour and a half, sitting around having fun, talking shit on one another. It's going to be an interesting time. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching the EdFlix Podcast, first ever episode. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. You have any questions or comments, you want to talk about anything in general, comment that shit down below. I fucking love you guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you next week. Peace.